so that was really funny.
Okay, so let's watch what we say now. There's a notification.
There comes the notification.
Bigger Homestead is live.
No kidding, are you serious?
That's what they tell me. That's what they tell me. So who's going to be first tonight?
Me. I'm here first.
No, you're not.
That's
you don't
me.
count. You don't count. Anita.
Howdy.
Anita G is first.
And I was going to say, I thought she changed her name, which she did.
Who's going to be second? Who's going to be second? Looks like it's just going to be Anita tonight. Everybody else left us.
Excuse me. Ooh, sound like a bullfrog.
Nope, there's Suburban and Yona.
Mary Cleveland.
Mary
That's
Cleveland.
a new name, isn't it?
Welcome. Prissy Green. Candace Roberts.
Oh, that reminds me.
Hello.
I need to. I saw some.
What'd you see?
I got a notification twice.
Wow.
I had 2 people that asked. We had a couple people asked to join Big Bear Homestead's homesteading group today, and
Floyd. Pam Walker. Hello. Lloyd Underhill. Hello. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Looks like we got a lot of new names up in here
Pam Walker.
tonight.
That name sounds familiar. That might be
I can't believe I got bleach on that shirt.
Pamela that does. That's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. Anybody else think that their volume is low? No, we're just talking low.
Yeah, we haven't started talking.
We haven't really started talking yet. Kitty, 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 kitty.
Here, kitty.
Kitty in the house.
Kitty's homestead's here. Not too bad, but I got headphones on. Yeah, we're not talking, and we don't have the air conditioning on.
Yep.
Because it's not necessary.
Mark Kroger.
Krieger?
Kroger.
No, not Kruger. Definitely not Kruger.
What's up, Mark? What are you crocheting? Heather Russo says, hey, y'all.
What am I crocheting? I'm working on some fingerless gloves. So
Mary Cleveland says, at Suburban, I do. I can't hear anything either. Amy Davis, long time no see. I mean, like, hello. Scratchy, scratchy, scratchy. Did y'all hear that? Alabama Homestead. I know who that is.
Who is that?
It's just Shortcake.
Oh, really?
Glenda
Breck?
Hey. Well, I would come to you since you're calling me, but kind of far. Ha ha.
Hey, Woody, what's up?
So Andy's backyard and Andy, we got to get back in touch with you, brother.
Maybe the martini's messing with my hearing.
We got to get up with you there, Andy's backyard.
Backyard? That sounds like my kind of place.
Yard and shop.
Backyard.
We haven't forgot about you. We've just had a crappy week.
It's been an interesting
Lonely
week.
prepper.
Is it Saturday yet? Yeah, he sent me a message yesterday.
Bob,
He's like, aren't you going?
Bob's got a homestead. Bob.
Really?
Bob's got a homestead.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
Works for me.
Okay.
In my head.
There's a lot of things that work in your head that don't work in the average person's head.
That's true.
Just saying.
That's very true. That's very, very true. So, looks like we're almost at the 5-minute mark, so we can. I was wondering, I couldn't hear you very well. Mama Bear looks very nice. Mama Bear looks very nice and relaxed tonight. She always looks nice.
Well, sometimes I come in and I'm in a ponytail, and we went to town today, so.
Look at scratch marks right there.
Be watching for a while, like the shows. Ah, cool.
Thanks, Mark.
Awesome. Yeah, we have some that watch but don't comment very often, so sometimes we don't even know that
They're there.
We have been real busy. We're going to tell you all about it.
All about it.
All about it.
Any second now, we're going to start talking about it. Robin, do you use acrylic or cotton yarn?
This is acrylic that I'm using right now. I'm actually excited when we go to the conference. Dana Sullivan from Sullivan Family Homestead
Not supposed to be talking about that.
Is going to help us out with something. Didn't know I was supposed to talk about it.
Yes, you did know because that's the second time you almost let us sleep. What's up, Ava?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Ava.
I'm confused.
I'm supposed to be talking about it. You don't talk about Fight Club.
How are we not? That's not Fight Club.
She ain't put the video out. That's why.
Oh. But, okay.
I'm gonna put this on my boobie.
No, you're not.
What sweet tea are we drinking? Well, it's just black tea.
Well, at least it's not sweat tea this week. I can't believe
I didn't change it. I didn't change it. I left it.
No, you did.
I did?
Yeah. It says sweet because you changed it after I noticed it. I was like, oh
no,
my
I didn't,
God.
right
Change it. You need to change it. Because it says sweat tea.
I don't care.
Jason's actually drinking unsweet tea, and I'm drinking water.
I learned how to.
And yes, he did shave his head. Look, it's very, very. You're gonna have to fix that. I know.
Touch my cover.
Nope, it's sweat tea still. I know. I can't. I even said something to him because I wasn't even like. I wasn't paying attention to that part. Just like
I
right
was
now.
just fixing to say, somebody better send Mama a text because Mama ain't up in here, and I'm not starting the show until Mama and the professor get here.
Mm-hmm.
So Mama's here. Where's the professor?
He's probably there. He's just not.
Nope,
on.
he has to prove it.
He has to prove it.
He has to prove it. He has to prove it. Prove it.
I love you guys. You always put a smile on my face. Yes, Mama Bear always looks good. Look, we're going to tell you all about this week, and it's going to conclude with that haircut of his.
Prove it.
You sound like
He
Jaws.
has to prove it.
He buzzed his hair off. Yep.
Yeah, this is for Nicole.
She's not on.
Go
She's
ahead.
had a rough day today. Hey, Baldy Locks. That's not shaved. He still has his hair.
I tell you what, y'all are just ruthless. Sitting next to me. Nope. He has to log in and prove it, Mom. It doesn't count. He has to log in and prove it. Robin, I Facebooked you back.
Yeah, I got it.
Farmer Mimo! Farmer Mimo gonna help me be a Southern mama.
Oh, yeah? Gargle with the peroxide. Quit drinking.
Okay, so
let's start with Monday.
Monday
Monday was a holiday.
It was a hooping holiday.
And what did we do?
Milked cows.
We milked cows.
Milked a lot of cows.
And we were there.
Gothic Sugar, what's up?
Almost all
Day long.
It was a great way to spend my day off. And what?
Nothing.
I was busy killing tanks. Take a chill pill, dude.
Jeremiah Lackey, Jason, haven't seen you on for a while. You still milking them cows? Yes, Jeremiah, we still milking them cows.
Yep.
Are
they going nuts at the grocery stores? Yes.
Oh, Lord.
We're going to talk about all of it. I'm going to tell you.
I almost got in trouble.
Okay.
What's up, Sugar Mama?
So basically what happened?
What had happened was?
Monday. We milked cows, went back, milked cows again. There wasn't a whole lot going on that day.
That's a little payback right there.
Professor's awesome. I love him.
Yeah.
Although it's probably...
Hey, Professor!
It's probably Mom. Oh, no, it's not Mama because there she is right there.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, that was Monday. So then, and Monday, we were there late milking Monday night.
Late.
So we found out Monday...
Grandma.
We found out Monday afternoon that we wouldn't be able to get Jason's truck until Tuesday.
Barbecue 79.
Now, Monday, one of our neighbors, he called and said, "Hey, I've got some spilt feed.
Yeah.
That we can't use. Would you guys like it?"
400
and of course,
pounds.
Wow, you know what's crazy, Rain? I was actually thinking about you today. I was like, wow, I have not seen her in forever. And I was wondering how you guys were doing. So that's pretty awesome that you guys dropped by.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So anyway, we dropped this feed, got dropped in our lap. We tried to help get it rounded up. Couldn't do anything because we couldn't get the truck. So we had to wait until Tuesday. So Tuesday morning,
we milked the cows.
Jason went and milked the cows. I went to work.
Then I went to pick up my truck.
Went to pick up the truck. He was excited, got it all back, got it taken care of. And keep in mind, he could have got it Monday, but the mechanic wanted to keep it so he could ride it around and make sure everything was riding good. And so he did that, and he ensured everything was running great, running smooth. So Jason went and picked up his truck.
Then we went to the grocery store, right?
Mm-mm.
No? What we do?
Tuesday we didn't do anything. We just...
Milk cows?
Oh, no. We did go Tuesday. We went to Sam's Club.
We went to Sam's to do our monthly shopping and to kill time to get away from children and cows and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We're in Sam's.
We're in Sam's and the phone rings. It's Carol. Carol decided to disobey, and she took Apollo for a walk. And she left the property. Well, she
just the front of her. It's not like she walked a mile away. She just went to the top of our driveway.
Well, she went up, and there were some people hanging out at the church
in the parking lot.
And they saw Apollo and flipped. Just
like freaked out.
They went full stupid.
Yeah.
It's just the best way to pull it. They went full stupid.
Well, they were. It was, I guess, a phobia. That was just totally.
No, they were full stupid.
Abnormal. Yeah. Anyway.
And so Carol said, "Okay, well, she just brought it home," and they started hollering profanity.
They were cussing at her.
And
told her they were gonna call the cops on her and everything. So she called us, freaking out. Right.
Mm-hmm. And so we decided to leave Sam's Club and come home. We called Blaze, telling him to go home. And so Blaze beat us here, and the cop was already here. And so the cop got on the phone with me and basically said, I'm not filing a report. I'm going to leave it all up to you for you to take care of it and make it right. I said, well, Carol's already been reprimanded. She shouldn't have been out there walking them anyway. He goes, well, the one lady, she jumped the fence and she cut her leg and,
ripped her jeans.
So she goes to the hospital.
Jump the fence? Why did she jump a fence?
If she goes to the hospital, you're going to have to pay for that. And I said, excuse me. I said, did my dog jump on her? No. Did my dog bite her? No. I said, well, have a nice day.
He's like, well, what did he say to us?
And,
calm your britches down. What did he say?
He said, calm your butt down. And of
course Jason was like, excuse me?
and so I basically proceeded to let him know that he's not talking with the average individual that lives in this county that has about a 6th grade level of education.
Not everybody.
Not everybody, but
you do run into them around here.
That's
yes.
the average.
Yeah.
And I proceeded to tell him, you're telling me that because this lady looked at my dog and got scared and she jumped the fence and cut her leg, that I'm liable for it. Well, yeah. And I said, well, that would be the same as me walking down the street with my dog. Somebody looks over and gets in a car wreck because they saw my dog. I'm liable for the car wreck.
Now, Steve said she jumped the fence, pressed charges for trespassing. It was the church's fence, not ours. But here's the kicker. Apollo never got near her. He didn't try to jump on her or chase her or anything. He was smelling their car, and they had a dog not on a leash. They had a dog that wasn't on a leash.
Yeah.
And so our dog went over there to kind of smell, and then smell the car where the dog came from. Never even came close to the people.
Yeah.
So it was an irrational fear.
Yeah. So
now, I'm not discounting that, but I shouldn't be, just because you fell.
Look, I'm discounting it. Here, look, here's a plain fact. Grow up. People just need to grow up. That's what it boils down to. Everybody's out there trying to get a free paycheck and a free ride. Oh, you got a big dog. Oh, I'm going to jump a fence. Now I'm going to sue you.
And Carol said that, they were...
And at the end of the day, please, if you're watching my show, please try to sue me. Please. Please try. Because my lawyer will eat you for lunch. And then by the time we get done with our countersuit, you won't live in Elbert County anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Because her dog wasn't on a leash. And
no, she didn't get a ticket.
No, she didn't get a ticket for that.
He didn't write anybody anything.
Yeah. And so that was Tuesday.
Yeah.
So then Wednesday,
we had to go back shopping.
We had to go back out to finish
because we weren't done
our shopping. Because we shop at Sam's and at Aldi.
Once a month.
And
just so happened to be our time to go.
And so and then we went on Wednesday night. We also went back to Sam's because we forgot a few things because we rushed out of there. Well, people were going cuckoo for water.
That was ridiculous.
It was crazy. And we're running around. We're getting stuff that nobody else is getting. Mm-hmm. We're just doing shopping.
Our regular canned goods. We're building to a certain number on our canned goods. We were...
And, so, people are literally fighting over water. Arguing and fighting. And I'm just started walking around singing, "It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end
to answer Bandana Grandma's question, was he barking? No. He was not barking. He was just sniffing. And that was it. And again, he wasn't approaching the people. Yeah. He was trying to sniff the dog, and that was pretty much it. So it was like Rebecca's saying, is that people get judgmental about big dog breeds.
Yep.
And most people don't realize this, but if you run or you jump or you do something that's aggressive, sometimes dogs will mirror that, image. And even then, though, that was not what was happening. I mean, it wasn't like he was going after them because they were freaking out.
Right.
So
we left Sam's, and Sam's was limiting. It was like 2 or 3 cases.
2 cases per person.
Per person.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just looking at people that they're fighting over the water. I said, "Does your water still work at the house?"
Yeah. Yeah. Then why are you buying
You got 2-liter bottles? Well, yeah, we drink Coke all the time. Dump out the Coke and fill up the 2-liter bottle, homie. It's free.
Mm-hmm. You still got 3 days. 4 days.
And they're looking at me like, "You're a genius." And I'm like, I know.
People just don't think.
I'm just beyond normal human capacity with my level of intelligence.
Yeah, whatever. So anyway.
So we go to Aldi.
We go to Aldi.
A completely different story.
And Aldi didn't have a
limit
on.
There was this pastor.
His
whole cart. He must have had 20.
Yeah, cases
of water.
Water in his.
And of course, I'm in smartass mode. I didn't know he was a pastor. I said, "Brother, you thirsty?" No. I am ministering to 5 different families in Colombia that don't have any water and da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, the storm ain't even got there yet. How can they not have water? But it is what it is. So we go around and we do our shopping. And I was like, okay. And then as we were walking out, God spoke to me.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, because that pastor was out there loading up his church van, and it was a church van because he told me inside he only got like 12 miles to the gallon or something like that.
Yeah.
And God spoke to me. God said, give him some gas money. Okay.
And I just so happened I never carry cash.
And so Robin carried some cash. So I went over there and gave him a 20 spot for some gas. Said, here, here, put this towards gas. Hope you guys get where you're going.
Safely.
Because his van was loaded down with water and food and clothes and stuff like that. So I don't know exactly what he was ministering for. I don't think it was necessarily for the storm because it didn't hit Columbia, South Carolina.
Else.
I think it was something else. And so we did that. We get in the truck. We drive over to the QT
to get our drinks.
To get drinks because we always get drinks at the QT when we go to town. Why? I don't know. It's just something that we do. And Mama runs in to get the drinks because, back up a little bit, Mama always calls.
To check on us.
To check on us. And everybody knows I call her Mama always because she's like my second mama.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in true mama form, she talks to my wife for, I don't
10
know,
minutes,
10,
maybe.
15 minutes,
5
right?
or 10 minutes. No, it wasn't that long.
Did she even say hi to me? No.
Mm-mm.
Did she even say, hey, how's Jason doing? No.
Actually, I think she did, but
no, she didn't. And I was like, you better call her back. I get enough of that from my mama, my bio mama. I'm not getting it from my adopted mama. And so me and Mama were talking, and Robin comes back with the drinks, and I put the truck in reverse. We start backing out, and I go to hit the brakes. It
hopped a little.
And it goes, and the brake pedal went straight
all the way to the floor.
And
we were on the phone.
I'm like, I got no brakes. I got no brakes.
We gotta go. Sorry.
And here's Mama always. Check your brake fluid, baby. Check your brake fluid.
Get over it.
And so the parking lot at the QT was just dark.
Yeah.
So we limp, and I mean limp. I do like 15, 20 miles an hour.
Across the street. Yeah, it's pretty, isn't it? We're gonna be selling these at the conference.
Where we go? O'Reilly's. O'Reilly's.
Oh, now I have to tell this story because my perspective is so much funnier than his. So we pull up into O'Reilly. Jason goes in, and he comes out. And there is this kid, and I am not exaggerating, kid. Like, what was he, 17?
I think he was younger than Blaze.
I mean, he had to be 17. And I'm looking at Jason's face. And you can tell Jason is going, this kid is not going to be able to tell me crap about what's going on with my truck. I could just see it. And I was like, he is going to blow his top because he's already stressed out. We just got the truck back and it's already breaking down again. And this little kid comes out and he's all nice, pressed shirt and pressed khakis. I mean, he's like, but he's like 12.
And then proceeded to tell me, the thing that you don't know is we popped the hood and he's like, this is a diesel motor. And I said, you didn't know that already? And he goes, no, I read it right there. And I went, oh, sweet baby Jesus.
I'm telling you, I knew it. I could see it in your body language.
And he's like, well, where's the master cylinder? And I'm like, come here, Sparky. There's a master cylinder for the brake. He goes, well, I'm taking my test to get certified in brakes next week. I was like, did they leave you here at O'Reilly's alone, or is there somebody that's got a little bit more?
Because it was almost 10 o'clock, and they closed at 11, so he was closer.
And he's like, no, I'm by myself. I said, okay, all right, Junior, do you please tell me you got a flashlight brighter than mine?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so he went and got a flashlight, and we went to looking, or not we. I went to looking, he went to learning.
Mm-hmm.
And I crawled up underneath the truck, and he's just beside himself because I'm laying down on the ground, and I got up underneath the truck, and I went, ha-ha, I found it. And he's like, what?
What did you find?
What did you find? I said, you see all of this? It's brake fluid. Well, where is it coming from? Oh, when you take this test, homie, I take it next week. I said, so you don't know what this is right here. This piece right here. Well, I don't know much about diesels. I said, brakes are brakes, dude. And
Sparky.
and he's like, I said, well, what normally would it be on a gas truck? Well, don't most of them have drums? Some of them got drums, but if they don't have drums,
did you charge him for the lessons?
What would it be?
We should have.
What would it be? Well, the calipers are in the front. I said, it's a caliper. It's got disc brakes all the way around. So basically, the pop and the we heard was my caliper busting a rubber seal.
Done. So
every time we stepped on the brake, it was like Niagara Falls of brake fluid. Just come pouring out.
No, it was like a spigot.
And and the great thing was that O'Reilly's had no brake fluid.
So we decided we're going to limp home.
So I said, okay, here we go. There was another O'Reilly's we knew on the way home. So I said, to hell with it, I'm going home. I got a truckload of groceries, even if Blaze came with the car.
We didn't have enough room.
He'd have to make 2 trips. And by the time he made 2 trips, I could make it all the way home. And so we limped to the next O'Reilly's. I finally get somebody that
knows what he's talking about.
Knows what he's talking about. And I said, man, I need some brake fluid. This is what happened. Da 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 da. And he's like, all right, this is what we're gonna do. So he gave us a funnel, some paper towels, gave us a gallon of brake fluid at a just
really
stupid discounted price. It was like $6 for like the gallon. When a quart on the shelf was like $6. He hooked me up with like a military discount and
a
whole bunch of other things.
Up?
And hi Ricky. Anyway.
You were so bad.
And so we made sure that we stopped every so often and put brake fluid in, so that way it didn't put air in the system.
And then Jason had this wonderful idea to call Blaze and have him meet us, because he said, if I'm going to hit anybody, at least it'll be my car.
Kidneys.
So we called Blaze and met up with him.
And so we had Blaze get in front of us.
And we followed him home.
And so we followed him home. I kept about a 3 to 4 car length.
Oh, easy. It was probably
between
more than
us.
that.
Yeah. And I said we were supposed to have walkie-talkies, but Blaze left his at the dairy. So we were on speakerphone. I said, look, a deer runs out. If a car gets in between us,
just let us know.
Sharp curve, whatever, accident, cops, whatever. You let me know, because you're going to see it first.
Right. Hey, Jay.
And so anyway, make a long story short, we made it home.
Yep. And it was ridiculous, because the last leg, instead of going straight down the main road, Jason wanted us to go the back roads, which was fine, but they're tearing down one of the bridges.
Oh, yeah.
So
we forgot about that.
We had to make some kind of detour that added another 15 minutes.
So we went around this.
Yeah, to get to this.
To get to there.
Yeah.
So
we got home and it was late. I mean, it was like midnight before, and we hadn't eaten dinner, and we had to unload all of the food. So I mean, it was like 1 o'clock in the morning before everybody got to bed. It was really rough. So that was Wednesday night.
Wednesday night. Yeah, Wednesday night. So woke up 4:30, off to the dairy. We get done milking all the cows, do the cleanup, and we haul booty to take my truck back to the mechanic. So we pull up at the shop, and he is like, "You're a fool. You're crazy for driving that truck here." I said, I drove in Iraq, homie. Get out of here.
I'm good with this.
I'm good. And he's like, no. Then he proceeded to tell me that, hey, I got a call from your boss this morning because my boss is the poster child for stupidity.
No, he's not.
He
He just
is
sometimes he
so-
acts before he thinks.
Prime example.
Mhm.
Poster child for stupidity. Big honking hurricane coming at Florida. Where does he go to deliver some cows? Florida. He gets down there because the guy says, "Come on, I got a big old tanker full of gas.
Big old
I got a
tank of diesel. We're
Come
good
on,
to go.
just bring
Come
me my
on.
cows.
We'll fill you up when we
We'll
get
fill you
there."
up." It was off-road diesel.
So he was kind of stuck for a
Yeah.
little while trying to get. So he didn't get back till late, dropping off cows and calves.
So
Thursday.
he called the mechanic in like 7:30 in the morning, and he was like, "Hey, so how bad will it hurt my
Engine
if I put the off-road diesel in and not regular diesel?" And he basically said,
Don't
"How
do
much?
it, man.
How much gas you got in there?" "Go about a quarter of a tank." He said, "I take that quarter of a tank and I would
go as far as you can.
as far as you can to
till
get
you find gas.
till you find some diesel.
Mhm.
Put as much as you can in there, and every
And
time
keep
you find
going.
diesel, do
Stop
it till
and
you
do
fill it
again.
up."
Yep.
And so he finally got home.
Mhm.
So he's supposed to go now. He was supposed to go down there and drop off cows.
That was it.
That was it. Well, unbeknownst to me, that I find out later, is that the guy that he was dropping cows off to, he already owed my boss like 50 grand. So, and able to get some type of a payment, my boss is coming back with a truckload of calves. And he calls me up, he's like, hey, are you done milking yet? I'm like, yeah. Hello. And he's like, well, Gary's going to be dropping off some calves. I got some calves. I said, you got some what? Calves. I said,
That sounded like you just said calves. Did you say calves?
I said, how many are we talking? Oh, I got about
10, 12, somewhere around there.
calves. We got to put them up. You got to feed them tonight. And I said, come again? Yeah, we need them get fed tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I said, oh, okay. Hey, genius. You do know that we are in the direct path of the hurricane, because at that point in time we were.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, yeah.
And
I said, I'm already loaded to the max with calves, and now you bringing me 12 more? Oh, it'll be all right. It'll be all right. Guidestones make it go around.
Which is not
I'm like, whatever.
too far from the truth, because there are a lot of times we don't get hit. But anyway.
So, bammo, long story short, we fed the 12 calves. Came up there, that was
Thursday night. So then Friday,
Well,
Jason was hoping he'd get his truck back.
Right. And no. Called me, said they had to order the parts.
Mm-hmm.
Parts won't be until Monday. Meantime, the tiller that we ordered came in. It has to be picked up by Tuesday.
Outside of Atlanta.
Outside of Atlanta!
Mm-hmm.
What a hurricane coming.
By 5 o'clock.
By 5 o'clock. So.
Yeah. So that's fun. But I explained to her that our truck was in the shop, so.
And then what's today? Today is Saturday.
Yeah.
So Saturday, we get up, milk cows, everything goes good. We divide up some of the barn, so we're dividing up the barn to be
Because
able to
he
put all
wanted you
these.
to take all these calf houses.
Oh, and we got a delivery of calf houses,
Mm-hmm.
like 12 of them. And he's like, just put the new calves on the calf houses. And I finally called him this morning because they were supposed to be the really big ones, but they were the kind of the medium-sized ones that only weigh like 10 pounds.
But they're like fiberglass or plastic.
I said,
they're
hey,
not heavy at all.
Hey, boss genius.
How smart do you think?
Look, you just spent a lot of money on these calf boxes,
Mm-hmm.
right? Yeah, I didn't get as good as deal as I want to. It's okay. Look here, this is me protecting my paycheck. I'm not putting these calves in these calf boxes with this storm fixing to come down to us.
Oh, it ain't gonna hit us.
Oh, it ain't gonna. I'm not taking that chance there, Sparky. I said, we're gonna do this and we're gonna do this my way. Why? Because I'm
in
here and you're
northeastern
not.
Georgia.
And so we divided up the one part of the one barn, and I'm taking the calf boxes tomorrow and I'm putting them in this other section of this other barn, and then we're gonna wait it out. Then Wednesday we'll pull the calf boxes out, we'll put the fencing on them, bam, 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 and start loading them up.
No, they're bigger than a dog. I mean, they're big enough for these calves. They're
Yeah.
not small, like where they're crunched in or anything. It's just they're made for. They're called calf tails, or like a hotel is a calf tail.
They're really nice.
They're nice. They've got a mounting for 2 buckets for you to put food and water.
They're just extremely light.
They're just light, and if a nice big gust of wind comes along, it's gonna blow it over.
It's gonna blow it over.
Or if a tree falls, it's gonna take it down quick.
Night, Riggy.
Life is like a box of chocolates.
Amen.
Yeah.
So we run with that. So and that brings us to this afternoon.
Well, you didn't tell everybody that yesterday afternoon we went back to we had to get some stuff for Apollo because Apollo's vest came in.
Yeah, Apollo's vest came in, his tag vest.
Mm-hmm.
And so we put it on him. Decided
to take a maiden voyage to go see. What do the calves weigh? 60 pounds all the way up to
300-400 pounds.
Yeah, there's a couple of small ones, a couple of big ones. But anyway.
So we take Apollo out on his first
Hey Daniel.
thing with his service dog vest on. And we're walking to Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
This guy stops us.
Just out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. He says, "That's a Roddy." And I'm like,
yeah.
Somebody give this guy a lollipop.
That's awesome.
And he's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "You want another one?" I'm like,
"Come again?"
"What do you say?" "I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. I want another one." And he said, we've got a black lab there that's been there forever. Mm-hmm. Him and that lab don't get along. And so we've had to keep him out in We've got to keep him out in a pen, in a cage. And my heart sunk. I was like, oh. And so we went looking for Walmart, picked up Apollo's dog food, and went straight to our vet.
Went to Anderson because we couldn't find the collapsible bowls for Apollo. So we went to PetSmart and got the collapsible bowls and talked to our vet, and she said there's kind of 2 different ways to look at it. And after talking about it, we kind of had this epiphany that the whole reason we were thinking about getting this dog, besides the fact that we felt bad that he was in a pen.
And I'm still not.
Right.
We still might go over there, take a look at the dog, and if he's kind of friendly and he doesn't get aggressive towards me or Robin, we might pick him up just to get him out of the cage and then try to find him home.
Right.
So any of y'all that are close, if you were interested in having a Roddy, send us a message and let us know.
Right.
Because I can't in good conscience let that dog stay in a cage, and also anytime he gets out, he's going to end up getting in a fight with his black lab, because that's just going to turn him mean, and that just hurts the breed. Mm-hmm. Because all it takes is for him to get out and kill somebody else's dog or something, and
it's local because he's 10 or 15 miles from where we are.
And then the next thing you know, it was Apollo that did it. So
I'm not doing that.
So, and if he's too mean, we might just take him straight and just have him put down.
Yeah. So we don't really know. We haven't put eyes on him. So anyway, we talked to the doc, and she said it could go either way.
It could help with his separation anxiety. She said, but sometimes when there's older dogs that are afraid of thunder, and you bring in a young pup, they teach him to be afraid of thunder. Mm-hmm. So it might just be that Apollo might teach this one to have separation anxiety too.
Mm-hmm. And then you got 2 of them, and
then they're just gonna
walk.
They're gonna walk through walls.
Right.
They're just gonna walk through walls.
And we really don't want that either.
Yeah.
So, but then we really thought about it, and I said, well, Jason, here's the other issue. You have got Apollo now to where you're taking him with you everywhere you go. Yeah. And if you do that, then it's not going to help with separation anxiety because the other dog will feel separated. So we're like, okay, we can't do that.
Well, I can just bring them both.
No, you can't. No. So anyway, hey, sweetie pie! Hey, shark bait.
Oh, and one of the other things that Robin decided to do while we were at Walmart which I once again got the blame for, but I had absolutely nothing to do with it. You know how Walmart now has these like animal
mascot animal
hats
masks or whatever.
Well, guess what? They had 2 sharks in there. Hello, Essential Mountain Homesteading. And so she had the girls put on these shark heads, and she took a picture and sent it to Nicole.
I tagged her.
Oh, tagged her on Facebook. See, I had absolutely nothing to do with that, but it sure got a message talking about I'm gonna get kicked in the shin. I had nothing to do with it.
I didn't even know about that.
I was like, seriously? I think she's still mad because I named a cow after her, but that's a horse of a different color.
It's a beautiful cow. Anyway.
Mean as shit.
Anyway, so we took Apollo into Walmart. Oh no, we took him into PetSmart, talked to her, came home, did that whole thing, and then went ahead and did it again this morning. Took
Apollo's getting very good with being out in public.
And people are, we only had one lady that was a little put off, but what was funny is it wasn't because there was a dog in a store. It was because Apollo is being trained, right? He's being trained to, whenever Jason stops walking, he sits down and then lays straight down to the floor. And he's always touching Jason. He's usually on his feet. And he did that, but when he did it, he went parallel to him instead of perpendicular. And when he did that, he was out in the aisle, and the lady couldn't get around him.
Gothic Sugar, I'll help you in any way I can. We'll help you out in any way we can. It is definitely a process.
Some SD questions.
Service dog.
Oh, yeah. I'm getting a puppy, hopefully. Yeah, so anyway, basically so we had one lady that was just kind of, it didn't have anything to do with the dog. It had to do with that she was put off by, we were inconveniencing her. So, yeah. So anyway.
And now we're here at our live stream.
Oh, and so my funny story is I went to go, because as soon as we leave here, we're going to go back to milking. And we're just taking an hour break. And I went to go drop Blaze off with Ladessa, and I told them I would help them round up all of the cows. Well, when we pulled up, half of the herd was already up at the wire, at the electric fence line to cross over into the parlor. Well, the other half was still down in the pasture, but they were all clumped up and we couldn't figure it out. Well, come to find out.
Go ahead and do that, Gothic.
Come to find out, they, somebody had knocked the gate down, the electric fence gate down, and half of them braved walking over it. The other half were literally piled up on top of each other, not wanting to step over the wire. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Hey, that's the thing that hurts.
They're pushing each other, they're backing up. It was just funny. So
That's the no-no line. That's the no-no line.
So we get that squared away, and we're pushing everybody towards the parlor. And Ladessa looks up, and now keep in mind, this is like probably, 2 football fields away? She has an eagle eye. I don't know how she can see all that. So she looks, and she's like, why are the cows walking back down the chute? And I was like, what? The chute where after their milk they walk back out to go back to the pasture? I was like, you're kidding me. I'm like, no, those are the ones that are over in sick bay. No, Mom, they're walking through. And she turns right to Blaze and she goes, did you close the gate when you went? And she was fussing at him like hardcore. And he's like, no, I'm pretty sure I locked the gate. She goes, you need to go check and find out. So we're starting to push everybody else up. Now he comes back around and he's like, nope. They got impatient and they literally lifted one of the gates up off of the hinge and knocked it off to the side. And they went through because they knew if they went around the other way, they would get to the hay. So they were all around this big pit where all the hay was, and they were just going to town on some hay. So we had to get everybody up, put them back around, and get them back through. So that was all before I got here, and it was just funny. Really funny.
So, I want to touch on a subject.
Uh-oh.
You watched a video this afternoon, or right before we went on. And this individual was going on a rant. And his rant was justified. Okay? They must have gotten some kittens or something and rescued some kittens. And people, some people out there, maybe some of y'all, some folks lost their mind.
Well, I found the video they were talking about, and I don't know enough about kittens to even, I wouldn't have been one to comment on it, but some of the people sounded like they did know what they were talking about, but this person had a point that sometimes we don't know the entire story of everything because we're not going to take 4 hours to tell you something.
Yeah.
Kitty said, I didn't do it, I swear.
And his rant was exactly right. You know, we got to be able to, as YouTube creators, you put out videos and we try to squeeze in a lot of information in a short time frame.
Because everybody's attention span is
because America is ADHD, quick, plain and simple.
After about
Prime
5
example
minutes,
is my boss. Oh, it drives me crazy. Raining outside, we had to adjust a fence post to be able to put the gate back on. So he went and got the tractor, and he was coming back with the tractor, and something caught the corner of his eye, and all of a sudden he started digging a hole. And I'm standing out there in the rain holding this post. It's a big wood, like a big telephone pole post. So I slipped the telephone pole post back down into the thing, and I started picking rocks up and started chunking them at the tractor.
His new tractor at the time.
So we can't show you guys everything. Because, like, I tried showing you guys in some of our older videos.
And our watch time is like 3 minutes. Y'all are gone.
You know, like when I thought ladder safety was extremely important. So I put ladder safety in, like, we try. We try to keep our videos into we want you guys to get all the information, and we want you guys to watch the whole video. We try to keep those videos anywhere from
short,
3 to 10 minutes at max. And you know, like the Predator Control and Homestead videos of ours. You know, those watch times, it's packed full of a lot of information, and I could go on for hours on those.
Right.
And I just thought it was very, what's the key word? Interesting. That that this individual was making that video. But I wanted to just say, look, I actually got your back on that one. I don't got your back on a lot of things, but I got your back on that one. And you know,
I saw both, and I agree it was justified. People just went overboard on the health of the kittens. Right, like that's the thing, is that you don't know the full story. And he came back on his rant and said, look, we had just gotten them.
Yeah.
And, you know, but again, and here's my 2 cents on this. When you're in the public eye, you also have to expect that that's going to happen.
Yeah. But
let me finish my sentence.
No, you don't ever let me finish.
And this
Wah!
person
Wah!
had already received a bunch of banter about how he had handled animals before.
Yeah, but
and
I mean,
so
vegans didn't need to come in there
right,
and get involved.
So the pump had already been primed.
Yeah. Well, so, and it's just like with Hope, you know, she's cleaning her kitchen and they're unmonetizing her videos.
Which we went.
And we've got the same problem. Just about every live stream that we have put out in the last couple of weeks.
So we just learned to play the game.
And basically what it is, if y'all remember when YouTube came out with that YouTube community or YouTube
Red,
Watchdogs or
Red. Whatever, what was that called?
I forget what it was called, but basically you could sign up to help YouTube monitor things.
Right.
If you've got people that don't like you and they're one of those people, they can flag your channel. And then what happens is YouTube just stops your monetization. So then you have to put it in a manual review, which can take anywhere from one day,
20 minutes to
2.
20 days.
I still got 3 videos because they are older videos and they don't get 1,000 views in a week anymore that have been unmonetized. And that's how, since the thumbs down and stuff don't count anymore, that's how some of these poor people that have nothing else better to do.
That's how they get.
That's how they fling their hate. Now, so if you're a YouTube creator and your stuff's getting demonetized, don't get upset with YouTube. Well, I mean, you can get upset with YouTube because I think it was just a cheeseball way
but just play
for
the
them.
game.
Yeah, so just go ahead and hit it up for manual review. As soon as you do, they get it.
Hey, Green Gables.
They're on top of it. They'll remonetize it for you as long as you're staying within the guidelines that YouTube has set.
Right.
And it'll be monetized. That's why, if you've noticed, every one of our live streams that we put out after we've done it doesn't go live for you to rewatch it for a couple of days.
Yeah.
That's why. Now, we've done that so much that I don't know if they have taken us off of that list.
Yeah, I think they have, because it's not
and
it's not taking them nearly as long to make it.
And the last, I think it was either Trap Talk or your oils class, it was straight.
No, it was our last this one last week.
Yeah. Anyway, and I think your oils class was,
oh, and that's another thing we forgot. On Monday, not Monday, Sunday. We forgot to tell everybody on Sunday we had a flat tire.
That's right, in the Prius.
In the Prius, and
flat tire in a Prius.
We showed up 5 minutes before Sam's Club closed.
Yeah.
And so.
Yeah. So that's the reason why.
Love you, Nick. Have a good one.
We're just playing the game. Like I said when we first came back, I forgive all of them. I forgive you. If I did you wrong, if I trespassed on you, hopefully one day that you'll be able to stop this nasty vinegar playing and forgive me for what I've done. Because honestly, I don't know that I've offended you, and I don't know that I did something wrong to you because you haven't communicated it with me. And more than likely, if you communicate it with me, I'll apologize. Unless it was just something that I'm just something of one of my beliefs, and I won't apologize for believing the way that I believe.
Right.
But
so all of that to get to, like, with the stores and stuff. One thing I noticed, we noticed this yesterday, a lot of places are selling out of water. But then we went to the Dollar Tree to go get some sodas, and they have cases upon cases, and nobody's going in there to get them.
Yep, because it's Dollar Tree water.
Yeah, but Jason's like, well, maybe we should get some. I'm like, are you kidding me? We have an IBC tote. We have 2 55-gallon drums of rainwater catchment, and we have God knows how many gallons up underneath the house. I think we're okay.
I got a little over 1,000.
So I was like, yeah, I think we're good. So anyway.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, and all my Florida people, Amanda, Kiwi, I offered up my homestead for y'all to stay. Now, like, Kiwi would have put you out in the barn.
Well, she went, but her husband stayed behind in their trailer.
Good for him.
Mm-hmm.
Look, if it was to hit us hard, I ain't going nowhere. I'm like, you call this a storm? But that's basically what it boils down to. Let's talk for a second about what nobody really wants to talk about, but it seems like everybody's talking about. Kim Jong-poo-poo.
Oh. Everybody's so worried about this stupid hurricane, nobody's talking about it. Woody needs to chime in on this, because he has been speaking volumes on Facebook about this.
All I'm saying, if you're not prepared,
here.
this is what I'm gonna say. If you're not prepared, you need to start getting prepared. Because here is what it boils down to.
Here's the reality.
In the good book, it says there's going to be a nuclear war. A war to end all wars. It says that basically there's going to be another third world war.
Another world war.
And oh yeah, another world war, not another third world
Right.
war. But you know what I mean. And look, we stand basically alone. China and Mother Russia have
I love it. Oh, and I didn't even tell everybody about your haircut today. That was the best part.
Anyway. Whether Mama.
You're distracting him.
Anyway. See, Mom, you done made me. You know I got memory issues, and you gonna distract me. And right now she's going like this. Anyway. We are primed for what I like to call the Red Dawn scenario.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We got
China and Russia
and North Korea.
Mm-hmm.
Who we got on our side right now? South Korea?
Japan.
That's
because we...
England? That's pretty good. Australia? No, those are drinking them to death. You know, we don't have many quote-unquote powerful allies.
Oh, that's a good question.
How do you think the country would react
if it came to war and they reenacted the draft? I mean, we've seen people doing videos talking about they would have their kids leave the country. We wouldn't, but...
I'd look at Blaze and go, keep your head lower than your butt, and you'll be fine. You know, and there's, you know, it was like I was talking, we were talking about it today in the car, and I said, you know, why don't Mr. Bad Toupee Trump man, just say that he was sending them a gift.
A gift package.
A gift package, because he talking about sending gift
said.
packages to us.
Giving us gift packages.
And it just be a real hydrogen bomb. And say, okay, you know, we were
passing through.
We're just passing through. And we hit a detour up there in the airways. And we had to make a sharp left.
And it just fell off.
Would you let me tell my story? And when we made the sharp left in the detour, it broke loose the Bombay doors, and they opened up.
Just broke.
Well, when we recreated and came back right, well, the bomb just happened to roll out. We hollered from up there. We were like, my bad. Oops. Look out below. Click, click, boom.
Yeah.
But.
So that's what Donna was just saying. Okay, I'm not a war person, but why don't we just take him out?
Yeah. But the reason why we just won't take him out, because if we do anything,
it would cause all kinds of crap. Now, Green Gables is asking a relevant question. What unique items should we have in case something like that happens? Because one of the things they're asking about, or that they're threatening, is an EMP.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard... fight the power. Dig that hole deep, Marine. We hollered, heads up!
We said, look out!
Grenade!
Headache! Some unique things. I would definitely get an old metal trash can, I don't know, with cardboard, and make your own Faraday cage. And put any type of two-way radios, ham radios, and stuff like that in there to help protect it. Just ground the piss out of it is what you do. And
read 1 second after.
You know,
on the old movie Panic in Year Zero.
Those are, I haven't read 1 second after. I've been trying to find it and I can't
hand
find
pump
it.
To drop in the well. Yes, that's definitely one.
You gotta think the major things that you're going to have to do. And one, it's going to be how close you are to the drop zone. If y'all remember correctly, I don't know if we did it live here on Big Bear Homestead or if we did it in Insomnia. And what I'll probably do is maybe next week we'll just have, if it's okay, I'm gonna put him on the spot right now. Maybe we'll have the professor, Old Ways Steve, come on. We'll do a Google Hangouts with him and we'll go live and let him talk about it. The man.
There you go. Throw the main breaker to your house. How ready are you for that? There you go.
Is just full of all kinds of information when it comes to nuclear war.
Now, will there be a warning, or will we know after the fact?
Well, that really depends. If it's going to be a warning, you are only going to get but about 30 minutes.
Now, let me ask you. I've heard difference because I'm not real well versed on this, but do some bombs actually emit an EMP just by being set off?
All like nuclear warheads do a EMP pulse.
So even if it weren't specifically an EMP that's supposed to wipe everything out, there's still a possibility that regionally, depending on where it's set off, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a 30 minutes to LA and 40 minutes to New York.
Yeah. So here's one of the things. Like, a lot of people don't realize this, and Kim Jong Poo Poo wouldn't realize this either. To cripple the United States, they wouldn't have to use a nuke at all. And we would end up killing ourselves. Is over the central part of the United States.
Yes, Kitty.
You set off an EMP.
Less than the other. Okay.
And then watch Americans lose their Kool-Aid.
Mm-hmm.
The moment that people couldn't do this anymore, or play their video games,
monitor their bank accounts, get directions home.
Well, think about it. Yeah, their cars would shut down, their cell phones would shut down, computers would shut down, and the stock market obviously would crash. There'd be no way to do any type of transactions unless you got cash. Everything would all of a sudden go through the roof. You wouldn't be able to pump gas at the gas station, any of that. So when it comes to what unique items we would need, that would be the way to cripple us.
Woohoo.
Because think about it. Think about the level of road rage that Americans get right now. Think about the generations of I participated trophies that are now adults. That the moment that they could not have their way exactly the way that they wanted, they would flip shit. Yeah.
It said that what?
It was held for a review. It's a new thing that we got.
90%.
So, I guess I don't know what to expect or what that means. I'm a reformed ostrich running away from the sand. Well, Green Gables, nobody really knows what to expect. That's one of the beauties of war. Your enemies really don't. If you do it right, your enemy, and that's one of the things.
And then the other way around.
That's one of the things that I like about Trump. He flat out, they'll ask him these questions, and he's like, I don't talk about that. I'm not talking about that with you.
Why would I tell you that?
Because the guy that I'm fitting to blow up, he's watching you.
Yep.
You know, everything that's important, marriage license, birth certificates, social security cards, recipes.
Well, we were even talking about this the other day. We need any kind of information that we've been finding through the internet.
Print it out.
We have been printing it out and we've got a binder, even if it's just recipes or how to make our laundry pots. You know, we kind of know, but we don't know the measurements. Yeah. So it would be nice to just have those written down somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, how to how to make um, um, buttermilk. A lot of people don't know you could take vinegar, put it in milk, and it'll turn the milk into basically a buttermilk substitute. You know, there's a lot of these little things that you'll go back and go, crap.
Well, the funny thing is everybody talks about, makes jokes about the zombie apocalypse.
Mm-hmm.
We're already in the zombie apocalypse. They just don't have crushed up faces and they're not eating each other, but they're just sucked into these stupid things.
Prescription meds.
You know? And so when you cut that off, and America will flip their cord.
It'll be enough of a distraction to where you'll take out a majority of the population.
People will die from riots and each other. People then will die from starvation, dehydration. Then you've got all the illnesses that will kick in.
Well, and you'll have people that are like, oh,
that's a good.
I remember.
That's a good one, Mama.
Yeah.
Old Boy Scout manuals.
I remember that I'm supposed to boil water, but I guess once it gets to a boil, it's good.
Older Boy Scout, the old Boy Scout handbooks, not the new ones, the old ones, and I'm talking 1980 back.
Yeah.
Like
pre-Cold War.
all the Cold War.
And beyond, yeah.
And back, because they taught all kinds of survival stuff. You know, they taught tracking, fire starting, camping, blah, blah, blah. Well, basically, when the kids had to earn skill awards and then merit badges, those are the Boy Scout handbooks that you want. Because when I went from being a Boy Scout, and Blaze came along, Blaze was the one that joined the Scouts, to becoming a Scout master or a Scout leader, I was blown away because I lost touch with Boy Scouts while I did my time in the Corps, and they didn't have skill awards anymore. And I'm like, well, what the crap?
Yeah.
And so I was like, all right, well, let's.
And you had 14-year-olds that were becoming Eagle Scouts.
Yeah. They didn't have to hike anymore with backpacks.
Yes, Professor, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, Professor. So any of those are great. The Foxfire books are another great.
Oh, that reminds me. We went to when we picked up Ladessa, we went to our favorite bookstore, a used bookstore, and they had 1 through 5, and they were $8 a copy. We have them all.
No, we don't. We don't have 1 through 5.
Yeah, we do. We have 1 through 5. There's more than 5, but we have 1 through 5.
I don't think we had 1 through 5. I thought we had 1 through I don't know. I thought we had 1. We had 1, 2, 3, and then I thought we had 5 and 7.
Whatever. Anyway.
I'm just trying to go from memory, but you know I got a bad memory.
I was just getting ready to say that, but
so
it wasn't gonna be a dingleberry. Anyway.
So.
All right. Well.
Yeah, there's 15 now.
Yeah, I know there's I know there's a lot of them now, but a lot of it I've looked, and a lot of it is repetitive.
But those are some good things to have. You know, as the professor pointed out in that one live stream that we did together, bunker's not necessarily necessary. You don't have to go out and spend thousands of dollars on a bunker and be able to survive. Plastic. Gas mask, mop gear, and you'll be able to do it. Just you gotta one of the things that he said is from the moment it detonates, that's as strong as it's gonna get, and then the next second it's starting to get weaker, and then as it travels out, obviously it's getting weaker and weaker. The more time that it's out, it's getting weaker. So depending upon where they launch it to, what you got to worry about. But back to the original thing. There is a huge tinderbox over there right now, and all it takes is somebody to have a fart next to a flame. You know, I know our administration is getting extremely frustrated with it. They are starting to use a little bit more tougher language.
Yes. More firm.
So, am I saying that they're going to start lobbing the nukes at each other? No, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying, what does Full Spectrum always say?
I don't know. You always quote him. I don't watch him as much.
Keep vigilant and keep watch, or stay vigilant and keep watch, or something like that. Definitely keep an eye on that. Now, here's the thing that I do, with how I keep my finger, quote unquote, on the pulse.
Why is it doing that?
I watch Full Spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
I watch the Next News Network. I watch Sky News. I watch Fox News, and I'll even watch CNN.
Mm-hmm.
And then any overseas news I can get my hands on, coming out of Tokyo, Berlin, anywhere. If they're speaking the English and talking the news, I'm watching it. Because one of the things that I learned when we had cable TV, when we first moved up here, the University of Georgia had their own basically news station. And before the college kids come on and did their little news broadcast, they had news broadcasts from around the world. They went from Tokyo to Berlin to Finland to Sweden, I think Mexico, and then came right back around to us. And the funny thing was it was right about that time that we got caught spying on Germany. Here in America, they were like, okay, yeah, they kind of caught us. It was a misunderstanding, and we're patching everything up. They understand, and all's forgiven, blah, blah, blah. On the Berlin news thing, they were preparing to go to war with us over this. They were pissed. But yet our news was like, oh, it's all unicorn farts and rainbows. It's all good to go. And it wasn't. So definitely the internet is your friend.
Mm-hmm.
Just ask Abraham Lincoln. And try to get as many different news sources as you can, and listen to what the rest of the world is thinking about this situation. And hence the reason why I'm saying we're kind of in a Red Dawn situation. Putin is like, look, y'all can throw these sanctions on him if you want to. He don't care if his people have to eat grass. He watched what happened in Iraq. He's not going to let that happen here. So, war may be the only option with this dude.
Mm-hmm.
You know, well, maybe, but then again, maybe China and Russia can look at him and go, dude,
what are you doing?
What are you doing? Don't know. But it's definitely something to keep watch on. Mexico this week had a huge 8.4 magnitude earthquake. Be watching for the repercussion of tsunamis around the world for that.
Yep.
Then, of course, you've got all of these hurricanes out there. And my buddy Paul sent me a picture. It was a snapshot. It was basically the picture of the 3 hurricanes that are out there right now. And then it was a screenshot from the movie The Day After Tomorrow. And he was like, coincidence? And I said, and everybody thought Hollywood was making up global warming. No? I thought it was funny. Anyway, but definitely don't rely on just Fox News, or don't just rely on MSNBC. One of the best things I read on Facebook this week, it was absolutely hilarious, was, okay, there's a tiger on the loose.
Yeah, because there was a tiger running loose in Georgia.
Hurricanes, earthquakes, tornadoes, flooding, Who the hell is playing Jumanji?
And whoever you are, stop.
So,
All that to say, it's time for us to go milk cows.
and she's sitting there crocheting.
Just waiting on you to wrap things up there, baby.
So, well, that's it for tonight. Tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Mama's Essential Oils class. Speaking of, we are sending out all the winners.
We'll send it out on Monday.
Send it out on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
All of the sample stuff came in the mail yesterday because we had to order all of those.
Stuff, yeah.
I just saw them right there. Where they be, homie?
In that
right here.
Bag.
We had to order all of these. We were able to get them.
And I also had to get more bottles to do the ones that were the single.
We were able to get a bunch of these thanks to the lovely individuals who donated in the super chat.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, we are going to be putting together the first trap order. So those of you that want stuff on Trap Talk, that stuff will be coming in rather here shortly. We have to make the very first order.
Has to be a sizable amount.
Has to be like $750. So we had to beef up that. And so those winning things will be getting ordered this week, and then it takes them a week to 10 days for them to get the stuff to us, and then we turn around and ship it out. I know the 110s are going all the way to Canada, so I got to figure out how to get that done. But that's what we're doing. The donations from the super chat have helped out tremendously.
Mm-hmm. It just basically gave us more opportunity to do more stuff.
We ordered a bunch of these things.
I got some deep blue samples too. I'm excited about
deep blue samples, and so I think over the last couple of live streams, I think we received almost $200 in super chat money, and we pretty much put it to work. We put just about 90% of it to work.
The only thing that's still left is the shipping.
Is the shipping and the traps.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna have some fun tomorrow night, is what I'm saying. All of that to say tomorrow night.
All of you that will have internet.
If you guys see internet, you don't want to miss the show because we're going to have some fun.
Yep.
That's all I'm saying.
And I think we're going to pick up with Breathe because we didn't do Breathe last week.
We didn't do Breathe last week.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
Remember, now more than ever because of everything that's going on, be kind to one another. Oh, talking about getting a little bit upset. You guys know I say that every week, right? Be kind to one another. You don't know what that other person's going through. We really encourage you guys to love on one another. The church at the end of my road, at the end of my driveway. This is what their sign reads this week.
Well, for the last 3 weeks, it said,
read the Bible. Good advice. Yeah, you should read the Bible. But this is what it said. It's saying this week. It's saying, love one another.
I will sort them out later.
I'll sort them out later, God. Seriously? Love one another. I'll sort them out later, God. Who's making this sign? But,
can you tell we're a little bitter? Whoa. Sunday, they're going to be on all day long?
Who?
The 4 hens. Well, I mean, we're still
doing ours.
Yeah,
so you guys go for your marathon. See what happens. But so anyway, all for that. Thank you guys for coming by. Thank you guys for everything. Remember, be kind to one another. Love one another. Because as the sign says, I guess God's going to sort them out. And remember, do your best to help take care of this planet. It's the only one we got. Recycle, 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 recycle. Reuse, 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 reuse.
Okay. Gotcha. That makes sense. They're just to keep everything open line of communication. That's fine.
So, we love you guys. Be well. See you guys tomorrow.
Everybody be careful.
7
if you're
p.m.
in the hurricane
Eastern
path.
time. If you are in the hurricane path and you need a place to bug out to, please, by all means, do not be afraid. Please reach out to Robin and I. We can make some room. So,
we'll figure something out.
Yeah, we'll figure something out. Love you guys. Y'all take care, and we'll see you guys tomorrow night.
Night.